Right. All right, this is Jeff with Manta Defense, and I just want to give you guys a brief intro on our product and why we're here and why we're doing what we're doing. So we started several years ago doing some work with thermal mitigating products. A lot of rifles and firearms, when you start shooting them, especially when they're suppressed, the parts get hot, and that high temperature becomes problematic in a lot of areas. So we started with rail covers. Uh, so we started with our Picatinny covers and just covering up parts of the rail system as they get hot and as that heat conducts back from the suppressor end. Became a lot more comfortable for the user if we could mitigate some of that heat on the rail forend. And so from there we moved into suppressor covers and some other parts as rifles evolved. We made products to fit the M-LOK and some other non-uniform shaped forends. And generally, a lot of our material, a lot of our business goes to military, both domestic and foreign. And for a lot of folk in theater, that thermal signature becomes problematic as that weapon system heats up and the suppressor itself heats up. It lights up on FLIR or thermal imaging technology. So mitigating that thermal signature can be very important. And so that's was the intent behind our suppressor covers. So once we started that, we modified the design a little bit to help mitigate mirage as that heat comes up off of the device. You can see in the video, the design is intended to push the heat left and right of center and not straight vertical, so that heat doesn't create the mirage effect like it would for an uncovered suppressor. So we mitigate mirage, we reduce that thermal IR signature, and then we work on just generically the protection of the user end. So on semi-auto systems, as guys start using the rifle suppressed and they want to sling it or store it, that suppressor cover will help prevent burning of material and the operator themselves. So we have several different designs. Our original design, the Gen 1, was just ribbed all the way down, and those ribs act like heat sinks, and it was trimmable, so it would fit any suppressor 1.75 to 1.85 outer diameter. Back when we created this, that was a pretty standard size for suppressors. We had some folk, they wanted something that was a little bit lighter and slimmer, so we came up with our version 2, 20% less material, a little bit thinner and lighter, so it's 20% less weight on that front end of the rifle. As we started working, we had some folk, they were doing work in and out of vehicles, and the ribbing, the heat sink ribbing, was getting stuck on upholstery and stuff, so they wanted something slick-sided, so we developed a slick-sided version. And since then, we've kind of worked into doing some specific ones. So we have a slick-sided for like a 9mm pistol suppressor. We did a very small one for your 22 rimfire style, like the real small suppressors. We designed a little bit shorter for some of the newer suppressors that are coming in smaller diameters, so like a 1.3 to 1.45 outer diameter for the smaller suppressor. And then we do some big boys. So we have a slick-sided for 300 Win Mag or 338, some larger caliber rifles, and we do a 50 suppressor as well. I don't have one here on the table, but so we do have a 50 caliber suppressor cover as well. This year, our newest product, we designed this for the Huxworks suppressor. It's become very, very popular, and a lot of folk, that suppressor gets pretty hot. They wanted something, and that unique design of the Huxworks, it's rounded on the ends, and it has some vertical venting, and it became problematic to cover. So we designed this so that we could address that and still protect the user and operator the same way as all our other products. So we did that for the Huxworks, but we're fortunate in that our parent company is able to do its own tooling and design. So if we have a mission-specific piece and somebody wants thermal mitigation for something very, very specific, then we have the ability to do that as well. And I think that's all I have for you guys.